Tough Enough, WWE's Tough Show. This is Patrick. He's doing a great job so far on the show. You can see it at 8 p.m., USA Network, Tuesday nights. Patrick, you're a fan of wrestling. We know that by watching the show and all. Who are some of the ones that you liked growing up? Why did you get involved and like wrestling so much?
All right, so quick story. When I was 2 years old, my father was taken from me. So as a way to cope, I was watching TV and I needed something more filling than just cartoons. So I got into the professional wrestling. And some of the guys that really stood out to me were The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, Triple H, and The Rock. But throughout my years of learning the business, I love the 1980s.
What made you decide, hey, tough enough, I'm going to take a chance at this, I'm going to go for it?
I started independent wrestling about a year ago and started training there, and the opportunity presented itself. So I thought there's no better way, there's no better way to fail than not try at all. So I decided to try with Tough Enough, and here I am.
Do you think you have an advantage because you have a little bit of a wrestling background and a knowledge of it?
As far as the in-ring skill goes into this competition, I definitely believe I have an advantage over the rest of my competitors. But as far as the psychology, the character, and the promos, I have a lot to learn.
What has it been like when you're there and you've got Daniel Bryan, Hulk Hogan, Paige, you've got Lita, Booker T, Kip, Billy Gunn, and they're all there, and being a fan, how overwhelming was that at first, and have you gotten used to it?
It was extremely overwhelming at first, being able to see the very people that you watched growing up stand in front of you, and now they're critiquing you. I've gotten used to it definitely over the last month, and it's definitely a learning process, being able to separate that fan from profession.
Now, last time you won the promo competition, but Hulk Hogan called you out a little bit, wanted to see more character. He actually called you a smart mark.
Yeah.
Do you think, though, that was Hulk's way of just trying to get you to do more? How did you take what Hulk said to you?
Everything, all the critique that I take, it's definitely me taking it and trying to better myself. So Hulk Hogan did call me a smart mark because he wanted to light that fire underneath of me, because he wants to see a different character out of Patrick Clark.
Patrick, what's your background? Did you play any sports growing up? Where did you grow up to?
I grew up in Northeast Washington, D.C. I moved to Temple Hills, Maryland at the age of 10. I attended Forestville Military Academy in PG County, and I was an amateur wrestler there my junior and senior year.
What does the family think about you and what you're doing now?
My family is very supportive of me. They know that this is what I wanted to do as a young boy. So now that I'm finally doing it and I'm developing as not only a man but a dreamer, if you will, they're very supportive of that.
Patrick, do you have education? Do you have any degree or anything like that?
I don't have a degree yet, but before I came down here for Tough Enough, I was enrolled at Bowie State University, majoring in sport management.
And that's that area, I think, is a big baseball area, too.
Yes, Bowie Bay Sox.
There you go. And then lastly, Patrick, what have you thought about the competition? Has anything surprised you about being involved in this? Because you're coming into this and no one knows really what to expect.
Yeah. As far as the Tough Enough competition goes, I was definitely surprised because I thought it was going to be more in-ring training, but figuring out that everything's a life lesson, and we use the challenges that we go through on a daily basis, weekly, to help promote those life lessons.
And I know I said lastly, but I'm going to throw one more at you here. Do you know if we've ever found that belt that was lost in the lake?
Actually, I believe The Miz on one Tough Talk, he brought the championship back out to Darien and showed her.
And that's a good thing.
Of course, yeah. Never want to leave that in the sea.
Patrick, thank you so much.
I appreciate that. Thank you, John.